Today, I'm going to be showing you how to do the Iverson crossover. It's a real sensational move, and when you get somebody with it, it really gets the crowd into it. So let's get a closer look at these details. Here is what this move looks like. The concept of this move is you're going to fake going in one direction, and you can do this by hanging the ball just for a little bit. Then in a quick motion, you're going to cross the ball over right in front of you and go the opposite way. And if the move is done correctly, that first misdirection is going to freeze your defender or make him bite and go in that direction. Immediately after that, you can speed right past him. To begin this move, make sure you're taking a step forward, but make sure it's on the outside of your frame, a little bit to the side. We're going to want to have this placement because it's going to help convince your defender you're heading in that direction. Also, make sure your step is not a small step. Make sure it's a nice full step, because this nice full step is also going to contribute into convincing your defender you're heading in that way. At the same time you're stepping forward, you're going to be hanging the ball on that same side. Make sure you're not hanging the ball for too long or putting your hand underneath the ball, because you will get called for carry. You can practice hanging the ball by having one hand throw the ball up and then your other hand catching the ball. Do this over and over so it gets real comfortable and you feel good about it. Then you can practice taking the first step and hanging the ball at the same time. Repeat both motions over and over so you feel confident about it. Moving on. Now we're going to be working on your footwork for your second step. We mentioned earlier that it was important that you loaded your first step with a nice full step. The reason for that is because we want to generate a lot of power in that first step, and if you're able to push off really well off that first step, you're going to have a much better and effective second step. So make sure you're doing that, so when you change direction, you're getting a nice bounce for that second step. Another key point when you're changing direction off that second step is make sure you're doing it away from your opponent. You don't want to change direction just moving forward. You want to move to the side. So once you do the 1-2, make sure the 1 is towards the outside, then you switch back really quick towards the inside, but you're moving away from your opponent. This quick change of direction might not be a natural move for you. So work on it slow, then keep getting faster and faster so you're able to do it at full speed. Another very important detail is how you cross the ball over in front of your frame. Make sure you're not throwing the ball too far out, or else your defender is going to be able to steal it. Learn the sweet spot where you're able to keep the ball close to your body, but also make sure you're bouncing it in front of your second step, so you're able to catch it a lot easier and avoid kicking the ball. Here are going to be some helpful tips in order to sell the move. Make sure when you're doing this move that you're looking away from the direction you want to actually go to. So if you want to go to the left, try to look towards the right, or try to look past your defender, so when you do the move, then you're looking towards the left, because you don't want to telegraph where you're going. Also, this is a little bit more advanced, but if you're able to add shoulder and head movement, it's going to add to the misdirection of your move. It's also important to note that in today's basketball, you can't do the move in the exact way that AI used to do, because you're going to be called for carry. Instead, do a more simplified version of the AI crossover, where the ball is not being handled for too long, or you're not carrying the ball. Simply do the move with your hand on the side of the ball. That way, the move is going to be completely legal. Also, don't do the move over and over because the referee might notice. Instead, do it every so often. That way, you can get away with it. Now, towards the end, I'm going to show you a more advanced way to do the Iverson crossover. This is highly effective, but is also very risky if you don't know how to do it very well. And this is the advanced version that got Michael Jordan. In this version of the AI crossover, you have to take a little hop or a little bit of bounce before taking your first step. If you're able to do this correctly, you're going to generate a little bit more power when you take that first and second step, because that hop is going to add to that energy. But it's also very risky, because if you don't know how to do it well, when you do that little hop, you're going to be telegraphing what you're trying to do. So make sure you practice this hop or this low bounce. Make it not so obvious. Don't jump too high. Make sure you're sticking your leg out the moment you do that hop in order to set up your first step. And once you get that timing down, it's going to be very difficult for your opponents to guess what you're trying to do. And there you have it. That was the AI crossover. Hopefully you were able to get something out of this video. If you did, please subscribe because it does help me out. Comment in the comments if you want to request any moves to be broken down. Thank you for stopping by so you don't miss a beat, and I'll see you on the next one.